trend, bisecting this and this. The shift starts up here.
Okay.
Now, if you do say it reverses here, you'd hit the center point here and you draw it like this, and it's going to reverse when it hits. The probability is either at it or around it, see? If it don't reverse here, it'll reverse below it a little bit. And it's interesting to draw those center points on every trend, and then extend the lines and see how it reverses, and that's where the whipsaw areas occur.
I think that's what you said just recently on the pork bellies. You had something about drawing the midpoint.
Yeah.
You did, but okay, then if you would
how did you do it?
Well, let's see. I got it here. What happened to my chart? Didn't I? Yeah, right.
Pork belly.
It's pork belly. See the different trends of the center point in each trend. Can you see that? Well, you can draw a line between 2 points, of course.
Yeah, I know you only need 2 points to draw a line, but is the minimum you would suggest 3 or the minimum 2 for this?
Well, if you draw 2, then the probability is there'll be a third point on when prices meet that line.
Okay.
And the fourth time, and they'll probably go through the line.
On something like gold, the shift lines seem to work a lot better than the FML line.
Right, because sometimes in gold you get such steep up moves that if you draw a regular ML, they're just not right. So you need shift FML.
Pass that around if anybody wants to.
Action, and it bounces. How do you know it's not the end of or the beginning of a new trend? How long? Sometimes it'll bounce up after you hit that line.
That's right.
And how long do you sit with that position to go against you?
Yeah, that's right. Well, then they use the other methods, reverse your position. You know what I mean? Use median line method. You can always draw a new median line every day. You know what I mean by that? Yeah.
Then it would be, would you presume that was an action-reaction line?
You could, yeah. A multi-pivot line is a good center line most of the time. Multi-pivot line and peak to low line and 0 to 3 and 0 to 4. You can probably find some more good center lines. You test them out and see if they're working on the first days and then go on. Any other questions on that? Yeah.
On action-reaction, you said the center line can be 0304, reverse ML, show me that MPL, 2G, MA channel lines. What are MA channel lines and 2G?
Can you repeat that?
He wants to know what are MA lines, moving averages. How do you do moving averages and use it as a center line?
Oh, well, and of course, we do have an extra study of moving average channel lines. And you all know what moving average lines are.
How long?
Uh-huh.
10 days, 5 days.
Yeah.
What moving average?
Some people don't know what moving average lines are, Professor Andrews.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, you take 16-day average on the prices of 8 days, whatever you want, and then mark a point where that 16-day average is, and then you go on the next day another point, and the next day another point. It's quite cumbersome. You have to keep making these averages every day. And, yeah, okay. If we had the thing going like that, and then they start going down, they'll probably keep going up a few days because of the moving averages, and then they go down, and then they'll start turning up again, and they'll go down a few days after they turn up. Well, one of the things we found out was you can use channel lines. In other words, you can see, say this goes up quite a bit above the line, and this is a channel line. And this is a channel line down below it, see, through the lows, this through the highs. And that, if you get in a fluctuation area, where they're going up and down like that sidewise, these channel lines save you from getting whipsawed so much. And Stuart J. Myers, who likes this moving averages, and it's been very nice in the past when we've had meetings where he'd let us bring members over to his house, luxurious home, and so on, where he hired a lady to run his computer and a man to do the chart work and so on. And one of his principles was you never look at the market during the day. You wait till the market's over, and then you put in your orders for the next day. And I've heard him say, well, I lost 300,000 a day, but I'll make it up tomorrow. And he's a big trader. He traded the limit allowed by the Commodity Exchange Authority in several things at the same time. And recently, he wrote me a letter. He made $1 million each year in 4 recent years and so on. So he's, yeah.
I had a question for you about that. Did he use the moving average with the center line only? Does he use that as his only method?
Yeah, he used the moving average a lot.
He likes this channel with...
Yeah. He says it don't get me in the bottom or out at the top.
Well, I had a question, and I thought about this. It hit me 6 months ago.